All right. So let me do that. Let me start my backup recording again. And
Yeah.
maybe if you could record it, maybe that will help just in case.
Yeah. I can. Yes. Just
Okay.
I can do it.
All right. That might be a good idea, actually. So, cool. All right. Sorry about that. All right.
No, that's no problem. That's my no problem.
Okay. uh, okay. Okay. Cancel. All right. So here we go. All right. So today we have on Go For It Summit, Camilla Kristensen, and I just want to read her bio really quick because I thought it sheds a lot of light on why she's here, and then we'll get started. So Camilla Kristensen is a kick-ass coach for soulful women who want to follow their dreams and make money doing what they love. She has written 28 motivational books that are published on Amazon and works as a stylist. She lives in Norway with her husband, 2 daughters, 4 and 10 years old, and she still finds time to travel the world and work from cities like Oslo, London, Milan, and Paris. Her big passion is to help other women follow their big dreams in life and in business and manifest a life beyond their wildest dreams. So I love all that. I thought you were perfect for this summit in your role as a coach because I think you're standing for other women to really go for their dreams. And the title of the summit is Go For It. So it was a perfect fit. And I will say, though, I know that all that stuff that I just said, you're a coach, you've written a bunch of books, and you work as a stylist, didn't happen overnight. And I would love to hear a little bit more about your personal story and kind of like the behind the scenes that people might not be aware of that got you to this point.
Yeah, thank you so much, Holly, for having me on this summit. I am so happy to be here, and I hope that I can share some of my nuggets, things I have experienced, so other women out there can go after their dreams, because it's more than possible. But as you say, it doesn't happen overnight. It has been a long road for me until where I am today, full time. It's all in February in 2017. It's 2 years. Full time in my business after I quit my 9-to-5 job. So, but I started out actually in, I think it was in 2010. I started out with my styling business back then, a local styling business here in Norway. And that was a business I started aside of my 9-to-5 job. Because I always knew that I wanted to do something else. I wanted to be creative. I wanted to have my own business, but I didn't know how to do it. Back then, I started to follow, in 2010, I started to follow lots of fashion bloggers. Swedish fashion bloggers were very big at that time period. So I started to blog, actually. I didn't know how could I be a stylist? How could I do this? So I had to start somewhere. And so with the blog, I started. I blogged for maybe a year or 2 years before I even launched something. So after a while, I started to actually collaborate with a friend of mine. We started to have style seminars and started to write for local newspaper. And then the ball kept rolling, and started to have makeover days and personal shopper experience with people. So that was the first thing I did when I had a passion, and fashion was my passion back then. So if you have a dream inside of yourself, you can start where you are today. If you have a job, it's perfectly okay, because most of the successful entrepreneurs that you look up to out there has actually started something beside of their job, 9-to-5 job, part-time job. But the most important thing is to actually ask yourself, go within and ask yourself, what do I really want to do? What am I passionate about? And then you just start. Maybe it's a blog post, maybe it's a website, maybe it's a local business, maybe you start for free. I have done tons of free stuff in the beginning. So you have just figure out where can you start, and what are you passionate about. And it can be a long, hard, rocky road. Things has happened in my business, many setbacks also. But I have to say, when I got really crystal clear around, I will make it happen. I will quit my job, and it must happen. It must be possible for me also. Then magic happens, because when you just lock it in the big goal you have, things start to happen very, very quickly and move forward in your business. But the most important thing is to actually be honest with yourself and ask yourself, are you happy where you are today? If not, you can't change it. You are the only person in your own life that can do something about it. So start where you are today. Never ever give up on your dreams, because you can make it happen.
I love that. Some of the things that stood out to me just now were the kind of the buildup of the momentum. You know, you just started with figuring out like, what am I interested in? Style. Oh, I just make a blog and I make blog posts, and you didn't even sell anything for a couple years or a year or so. So I think that's really a great example of how it actually looks. It's not overnight, and it's just getting started, and you kind of find the path along the way, I think.
Yes.
You mentioned you were in a 9-to-5, and I think some of the viewers will be in that spot as well. So I guess, do you have any tips around how you kind of managed doing some things on the side and with your family and other things, how you kind of got through that?
Yeah, of course. It's a very good question, because so many women say that they can't do it because they have a job, full-time job, and they have kids, and they have a husband, maybe parents they have to take care of. I had all that stuff, actually. I had to be very organized around my goals and my business and my vision. So I started to ask myself, how much time do I have to work on my business? So I said to myself, well, I will set aside 3 hours every evening to work on my business. And that was Monday to Thursday. And then I worked on Sunday evening or so. So I had free on Friday and Saturday to be with the kids and the family. But everything happened after the kids went to bed. So I had gone to a job, been there until 4 or 5 o'clock, and then home and make dinner and do homework with the kids and play with them. And then in the evening, I took time to build my business. And that is because you can ask yourself, is it better to take time to watch Netflix or TV shows or whatever? Or is it better to actually work on your business, your passion? Because you will never, ever regret if you are trying to follow your passion and your big dreams. But you will regret only watching many, many seasons of Netflix. Yes, you can watch Netflix and TV show also. But please ask yourself, how much time do you have? Because to write a book, you can write 30 minutes every day, or maybe you only have 15 minutes every day. But how do you actually start to write a book? Well, you open the computer and you start to write. People complicate things very much also. But if you have a vision and if you have a dream, it can happen in 15 minutes, in 30 minutes, now and then when you have time. So set aside time for yourself to work on your big dreams and your business. And then it will be a full-time business after a while.
Yeah. I think another thing I feel like in my experience, I had to get real about if I was getting mad that something wasn't happening fast enough in my business. Like, I had to get real, like, am I really taking the right action? Am I spending too much time watching TV, like you said? And I had to realize, like, I made shifts with, maybe I wasn't going to like every single party that my friends had, but I would still do like one a month or something, so I feel like the sacrifice is well worth it. But it does take some creativity to fit it in. And I love how you made it happen, even with everything with your family. So I think that's great. Do you feel like, did you ever have you mentioned also earlier, like some setbacks and stuff. Did you ever have like a specific setback that maybe you could talk about how you kind of talked yourself into keeping going after it?
Yeah, definitely. Well, it has been tons of setbacks, and that has been actually family issues. So I had to take care. I just have to. 1 year I took off my business because I was sick and pregnant and got a child, so stuff like that. And of course, things happened. My father died right before I was having a big style event. I lost tons of money from that, but of course I had to cancel. But also when I want to talk about this because this is something I think many women will feel. When you are starting a business, especially an online business, maybe you buy into some online programs and you are trying to follow all the steps and you do the regular thing, a website, opt-in, you are out there and you're posting on social media, you are now doing Facebook live stream, you're doing everything, and then doesn't feel it's crickets, you hear crickets and nothing happened, and then you are asking yourself, maybe it's after a month or maybe 2 months, how long will it take for me to have success? When will my first client come? When will money come in? And then you start to doubt yourself. This has happened to me also when I started my international business, because first I started, of course, my Norwegian business, but I want to turn it into an English international business. So when you do that, you have to find a new audience, new people have to follow you. So when you are starting out in the beginning, it can be hard and you are doubting yourself. Am I good enough? Can I do this? Why doesn't anyone buy from me? But if you are taking action every single day, maybe just small action steps, maybe a blog post, maybe a video, maybe something to work on your business, it will happen, because you have to have some kind of patience. I don't know that many people that has had overnight success. So if you can just let yourself have some time to build this business, because if you are doing it very fast, it will not maybe last your business. But if you are actually connected with yourself, within your soul, your heart, this is your passion, this will become a very successful business after a while. If you are willing to take some time to really build your business and build a strong foundation, things will happen. And then it's much easier to stick around for many, many years than just maybe for some months. And so please be patient, and the things you're doing is more than good enough. But don't follow anyone else's rules. Yes, this is my pathway. This is what I did. But then again, you can do it exactly the way you want to. It doesn't have to be you doesn't have to be that much online and post and do this thing and that thing and make an opt-in and follow all the steps. You can be creative and do it the way you want to. That is the most fun thing to have an online business. That we can be creatives and we can stand out in the marketplace if we ask ourselves, well, what do I want to say my way? How can I share my message in a real authentic way? So please be yourself 100%. Don't think about what other people say. And in the beginning, I have to say, I felt it was insecurity around what will my friends say, my family members, am I good enough, can I do it, do I speak good enough English, all that crap that you tell yourself in your head. So yes, you are good enough, you can start and you can be yourself 100%, but have patience, and yes, setbacks will come, but then you pick yourself up again and you will do whatever it takes and you will have success, I promise you.
Yes, I love that. I was always feeling bad about myself when I first started my business because I was spending too much time like comparing myself to other people and thinking like it's not happening fast enough. And when I kind of like released all of that, I realized I started to have like stuff happen that was cool. And then now I feel like things are pretty steady, and I feel like it didn't take forever. I mean, it wasn't overnight, but it only took less than a year to really start getting a lot of traction. So just definitely being patient and kind of also like not making yourself feel bad if you didn't do something, but just noticing like, oh, I didn't do something I said I would. Why do I keep doing that? But, I just kind of accepted like, because I still have a job and I'm doing this on the side, this is how much I could get done today. And it's great. Like it's something, Mm-hmm. So I totally resonate with what you said. And I love it. So tell me a little bit more about your books, because you have so many motivational books. How did you get inspired, or how did you make that happen a reality?
Yes. Well, I love to write, and I could write. I could write a blog post every single day if I
Wow.
want to. Yes, I do it all. Oh, not 5 days a week. Okay. Well, I have always knew that I wanted to write books. So I started with a Norwegian styling book that I self-published on lulu.com. Very easy to do. And then I published 4 more books in Norwegian. And then when I started my English business, coaching and mentoring business, I knew that I wanted to write books. So I wrote my first book in August 2015, I think it was. Yeah, I think. Yeah. And it's called You Can Have It All. And I wrote that book. I went to I was a bridesmaid to my best friend's wedding. On that ferry over there, I wrote maybe 3 chapters. And then I saw, oh my God, I can write very fast. So my books are, what can I say, kick-ass books that will, that will kick your ass into action. But it's always around how you can be yourself, how you can trust yourself, connect within, and you have all the answers inside of yourself. The power is in you, and you are unique just the way you are. So I write to myself also, but I write to other women too. So they can take action to follow their dreams, to make it happen. And I must say, when I write, it's almost like I have some kind of download. It comes to me very, very easily, my books. And I am so happy that I can share my nuggets and share my stuff in that way. So I first started to write 1 book a month. And then I said to myself, well, Camilla, that's too slow. You can 4 books a month. And then I started to write 4 books a month. So if you set a goal and intention, everything can happen. And I believe everyone has a book inside of them. So why don't you out there start to write that first book? Self-publish on Amazon is so easy, and everyone can learn to do it. So, and it's a good thing to have a book out there, because in the book people can find you, and it's an easy way, easy access to get to know you, and you can share your story, you can share things you believe in, and motivate and inspire other people to go out there and follow their dreams, because that is what I'm all about. I say to women that you can make it happen, and it's all inside of yourself. Trust yourself and trust who you are, because you are more than good enough, and you should be out there. You can have a business, you can build a business, and you can make money doing what you love. Because if I can do it, so can you. It's not that difficult, but you have to trust yourself, and you have to actually just do it. And when it comes to books, you don't have to write a book in a week as I do, but it's possible. And you can write a book in a month if you want to, or maybe it's only 1 book, all up to you. But I believe everyone out there has a book inside of them.
Yeah, I definitely do. I have to figure out what it is, but I totally want to do that. So now I'm feeling fired up. One thing that stood out to me was, you said it was one of your first ones that you were writing, but you were like writing it to yourself almost, like it was kind of your own thing that you had to work through, and you kind of put it on paper, is what I got out of that. I guess I find that, I know, especially if you're the person that knows you want to have a business, but you don't know what to do it in, that your struggle can be like your greatest source of inspiration for what you can do to help other people. Have you found that to be true in your business? Like the things you
Yes.
yeah. Okay.
Definitely. I feel that a struggle is a blessing. Every single time a struggle comes up is a blessing. Why is it a blessing? Because it teaches you that you can go to the next level. This was not meant for you to stay where you are. And if things don't happen the way you want to, it's because much greater things are coming your way. I believe in divine timing, and I believe that everything happened for a reason. So every bad things that happen to you in your business, or things doesn't go the way you want to, I think they are blessings that will be good for you in the future. So every time stuff happens to me that I feel, oh my God, people didn't buy my online course and this launch didn't go this way. Well, I say to myself, what's next, Camilla? What's next? So every time things doesn't work out, you just, you ask yourself, well, what's next? What's next? You don't stay around in that struggling mode. But I have a book, actually, I wrote back in December 2015 called The Dark Book for Entrepreneurs. And I write about everything that you go through when you are an entrepreneur. And but entrepreneurs and women that start their own business, we all have struggling moments. We all have difficulties when we want to give up and we feel that we are not good enough and nothing is happening and success seems so far away. But it is important to understand that you can go through anything and you can make anything happen as long as you never give up, because you can't fail. Unless you give up, you can't fail, because nothing is a failure. You should just look at it as, okay, it didn't work out that way. It will maybe work out another way, because this is how every artist and entrepreneurs and successful business women and men out there has come to where they are today. They have failed their way to the top. So never ever think that you can't make it happen and that you can't do it. So setbacks, I don't think about setbacks anymore. I just keep going and moving forward.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Yeah, I think, it's all there for a reason. And sometimes it's like something positive that's like showing you, yes, you're on the right track, keep going. And sometimes it's something that's maybe like negative, but it's showing you maybe something that you don't want, or it's teaching you that maybe you weren't in exact alignment or whatever. So I love that. They're definitely great teachers. So talking about what you are up to right now, what are you super excited about in your life and business for, the next year or even beyond?
Oh, yes, that's a good question. I am super excited right now because I feel that my business has taken another direction. I have been now almost 2 years in February in 2017, almost 2 years full time in my business, no other side job. Yeah, so that's something to celebrate. I am looking into more travels, of course. Mm-hmm. London is coming up in March, I think, and I will have VIP days there. Mm-hmm. And also, but the most exciting things for me in my business now is that I am so much more aligned with my purpose and my soul and my intuition. And I create stuff now from the inside out. Before, I did look to everyone else and how they did stuff, and I tried to be like them. But now I take more time to be me, let myself be authentic, be who I am, and be happy with that, and create stuff from the inside out. So I use journaling a lot and my intuition a lot, and meditate and take time out to really connect with my message in my heart, my soul. And that is what my message is now for women out there. Connect within, ask yourself, what do you really want to do? And trust yourself, trust your intuition, because that is the most powerful tool you have in your business. Because if you create stuff from the inside out, no one can compete with that. No one can compete with you. You don't have to look to anyone else. Because when you are really, really strongly connected with who you are, people will be drawn to you, because selling is actually energy. If people like you, the first thing they buy into is you as a person, your brand, who you are, and then they will see if they connect with you, and then they will buy your stuff. So in 2017, it will be more that stuff. Around online courses, more books, and workshops, and who knows, I don't know. I have tons of things coming up, but I must say I don't plan. I plan things, but if it doesn't work out, doesn't matter, because I trust the universe, and I am guided to take inspired action every day, and I know that 2017 will be perfect for me and for everyone else out there that have a big vision.
I love that. Yeah. Sometimes if something doesn't work out, it's because something better is along the way, I think. So I love that. You did mention you used, I guess, journaling and meditation. Do you have any other tools that you recommend to connect to yourself? Because you've been using that term a lot, like connecting to my insides and stuff. So what do you recommend for the audience that they could do?
Yes, definitely. I also recommend the EFT, if you know tapping. You can just Google it on, or go to YouTube and find videos there. If you struggle with things that are holding you back, things has definitely holding me back in my business. So I use that. But I must say that the most important thing is to meditate, and I use meditation I can find on YouTube, and I use some from Doreen Virtue. I love her, she's amazing. But the most important thing is to be quiet, to sit with yourself for maybe 5 minutes and be quiet. And I know it's hard in the beginning because you are thinking in your mind, what should I think about now, and how can this work? But if you try to do it, I promise you, and then you ask for the right answer, and you ask, what is my next step? What do I really need to know today? And you will get the right answer. It will come to you. So that is the most powerful tool you will have. But also, I love to be out in nature, and I love to take a walk out in the evenings when it's a full moon, and I love to be out in the sun. And we have also the northern light here in Norway. It's beautiful. And also journaling, of course. I love to journal because journaling will give you answer to so many questions you have inside of yourself.
Yes. Awesome. Okay. I love all that. So I'm a big fan of meditation and journaling myself. So awesome. So 2 more things I want to talk about. The first is that you have a free gift for the audience. And I think this is something that might support them too in their journey. It's Manifest Your Dream in 7 days. You want to maybe talk a little bit about what that gift is all about?
Yes, definitely. It's a free video course where they can manifest their dreams in 7 days, and amazing things has happened with women that has signed up for this online course. One woman wrote back to me and said, "Oh my God, my dream happened in only 4 days. I will definitely do the online course over and over and over again." So it's free. If you want to sign up, I would love to give it to you. It's you can go to camillakristensen.com.
Okay, awesome. So that sounds amazing. And then the last thing, which we've definitely touched on over and over again in the interview, but I just want you to, in a few minutes, say, like, what does going for it mean to you?
Going for it for me is to live in freedom. And when it comes to freedom, for me, it's to live a life where I call the shots in my life and in my business, where I can be my own boss, where I can build a business from the inside out, and where I can take action and be myself authentically. And everyone out there can go for it. Trust yourself and just do it, and just start, because you're more than good enough. The world needs your special message. Why can't you just do it? So please go for it.
Thank you. Thank you again, Camilla, for being on the Go For It Summit. I think it's been an amazing chat. You're totally awesome. And I appreciate you and want to acknowledge you for all your work in the world. So thanks.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Okay, cool. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, I think I recorded.